Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You're listening to a commentary track for Day 15 of the 1964 Haru Basho. That is the March contest. The video coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel and accessed with a $9 monthly membership. There will be a link for that down below. As usual, I'll count backwards from 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, I'll click play on the video coverage. You'll do the same, and we'll be in sync for the day's action. Without any further ado, I will start the countdown and get us going. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chianofuji, Archive. Coming to day 15, it's 14-14 between the two senior yokozuna, Taiho and Kashiwado. There's Taiho to the left of Tokitsukaze Oyakata. There's Kashiwado to the right. Tokitsukaze Oyakata, they're directly in the middle, the former Futabayama. Taiho, if he wins today, will attain his 13th championship and exceed Futabayama's all-time record of 12 Emperor's Cups. Kashiwado is tied with Taiho coming into today, the two yokozuna on screen now. 14-14, this is the first time it's happened in only just a few tournaments. In September 1963, these two yokozuna came into the final day 14-14. In that instance, Kashiwado was the victor. We'll see if he can repeat that, or if Taiho will set a new record in Pro Sumo. Our first match of the day is Wakatenryu, sitting on 7-7, up against Aranami, a Juryo visitor already with a Makekoshi. It's a 4-2 head-to-head in Aranami's favor. In low is Wakatenryu, inside with the right. A shallow left grip. Aranami's trying to break the hands off and is successful. Wakatenryu just moves back into him, pushes a bit. Now he's got the outside right. Deep inside with the left. Dropping his hips. Finishes Aranami Yorikiri. So Wakatenryu gets his 8th win. That's Kachikoshi. And I think that's pretty well cleared any doubt for his future in the top division, at least for the next Basho. He's in the bottom couple ranks in this division, so was at risk of leaving. Stepped up today. Here's Udagawa. Looks like he might just well be set to drop out of Makunochi, the top division. He's up against Waka Naruto. He's already got his Kachikoshi. It's a 1-1 head-to-head between these two lightweight grapplers. Not quite in sync for the Tachiai. I think Udagawa was perhaps stalling a bit there. I'll try again. Between the two, Udagawa is maybe the more technically adept. Waka Naruto's in better shape this time out. They meet in the middle. Waka Naruto's got the outside left, Udagawa the inside right. And now it looks like they've got all four hands on now. Waka Naruto lifts, moves to the edge, and an uchari from Udagawa. Pivoting at the edge, leaning to his left and sending Waka Naruto under him. Udagawa secures the win and moves to 5-10. Well, not a very good record. He's near the bottom of the top division Banzuke. We'll see if he survives the chart shuffle. Somewhat doubtful, I think. Asasegawa Shinyumaku, already with a Makekoshi. Somewhat doubtful he'll remain in the division. Well, he's up against a pretty tough opponent today in Tsurugamine. It's their first time meeting. Tsurugamine's on a roll. Blasting in is Asasegawa. Trying to move inside, but Tsurugamine's grip flipping back and forth, trying to move inside with both arms as Asasegawa tries to protect himself, pinching the arm there, keeping his belt back. Asasegawa's hanging on. Tsurugamine's slowed down the pace of his attack a bit. Just wants to dig in. Tries to move inside with the right. Asasegawa moves inside with the right. Tsurugamine flips back inside. I've got to give it up to Asasegawa for keeping up with Tsurugamine, but Tsurugamine is inching him to the edge, putting on the outside leg trip, pressing into the gut, wins Yorikiri. So Tsurugamine, that's 11 wins. Pretty good improvement over the last Basho, where he got a 7-win record. Asasegawa, meanwhile, I think that's pretty well his drop back out of the division. Better luck next time. Tsurugamine picks up some Kenshoken prize money and departs the dohyo. Pretty good work from this Izutsu stable technician. Tamanoshima, the other Shinyumaku, has already secured his Kachikoshi and is up against Maedagawa, who's on a 7-bout win streak coming into today. He's on fire. It's their first time meeting. Oh, Maedagawa jumps the gun a bit there. Giving a bit of, kind of giving away the plot. Not that you would expect any different from him. Tamanoshima's a little ahead of him now, and Maedagawa rushes to meet him, but again, the Tachiai is not synced up, so Maedagawa, he's going to come out pushing. He's made that pretty clear. And now Tamanoshima's ahead of him. We'll try the Tachiai once more. They meet in the middle, and Tamanoshima pulls down Maedagawa. Hikiotoshi, reversing pull down. He just grabbed onto the hands of Maedagawa, which he was expecting to come to the chest. Well, pretty well telegraphed about there. And Tamanoshima just went with it. Picks up 9 wins on his debut. Not bad. Fusanishiki is here on 7-7, and so is Wakanami. One of these two is going down, one's going up. It's a 3-0 head-to-head in Wakanami's favor. Fusanishiki seems to freeze up there on the Tachiai. We'll try again. Now Fusanishiki's ahead. He's pushing, and finishes Wakanami pretty quickly. Tsukidashi. Thrust out. Fusanishiki, that's his first win over Wakanami in 4 meetings. And his Kachikoshi. So pretty good. He should work his way up at least a rank or 2. Wakanami. Be a little closer to him on the Banzuke next time. The Crouching Tiger, Iwakaze, Fusanishiki's stablemate, is up against Dewanishiki. And Dewanishiki hands out. Iwakaze moving forward, but gets slipped there. Dewanishiki, a little step to the right, puts him right behind Iwakaze Ukuridashi. Rear push out. So Dewanishiki, the oldest Dikishi in this division at 38, gets his Kachikoshi. Flips the script from the last Basho where he got a 7-8. Now he's got an 8-7. Age is just a number. He's still trucking. Here is Kane no Hana, Dewanishiki's stablemate, up against Hagurogawa. Now they both got a 6-8 losing record. It's a 7-3 head-to-head in Hagurogawa's favor. And Hagurogawa stooping a bit there at the Tachiai. Kane no Hana just jumps to the side and gets slapping down. So I think Hataki Komi, they'd call that a slap down win for Kane no Hana. Bare majority, bare losing record, bare minimum losing record, I mean to say. It's 7-8. Just below the line, Hagurogawa slips to 6-9. But he only got 2 wins in the last Basho, so that it's still an improvement. Alrighty, here's Haguroyama, Hagurogawa's stablemate. As you can imagine, here's Ogi no Hana, his opponent, from the Dewano Umi stable. Trying to cut inside with the left is Ogi no Hana. Haguroyama's got the outside right, but is otherwise in a pretty bad position. Being pushed to the edge, but hanging on. Good footwork here from Haguroyama. Trying to find a workable grip, but Ogi no Hana just keeps up the pressure, finishes him Yorikiri. So, the 13-5 head-to-head between the two in Haguroyama's favor turns to a 13-6 head-to-head in Haguroyama's favor. Ogi no Hana gets a win off the older veteran. Haguroyama's best days are behind him, but Ogi no Hana is really on fire in this Basho. Amatsukaze, not doing very well at all. He's up against Fujinishiki, doing nearly as bad. It's a 3-2 head-to-head between the two. Fujinishiki's a pusher, Amatsukaze a grappler. And Amatsukaze is pushing and then pulling. Fujinishiki brought down with a bit of a Hataki Komi or a Tsuki Otoshi. a slap down or a thrust down. Either way, Amatsukaze takes a cue from Tamanoshima, pulling another Takasago pusher, Takasago stable that is, and their Takasago stable pusher gets pulled down. Fujinishiki and Maedagawa both. So Amatsukaze gets a 4th win. And now it's Waka Chichibu, only 2 wins after 14 days. He's up against Sawa Hikari, who's already got a winning record. And it's actually their first time meeting. Waka Chichibu has been around for a little while. Sawa Hikari's not been here for very long. They meet in the middle. Sawa Hikari's inside with the left, a very shallow right grip. Now he's synced up the belt with the inside left. He's jostling a bit there. Waka Chichibu's leaning on him, but not really doing much of anything. Sawa Hikari's pumping in the gut, that Gaburi motion. And finishes things at Yorikiri. That's the 9th win for Sawa Hikari. Came off a pretty bad losing record in the last Basho, so turns things around here in Haru. And leaves Waka Chichibu with an abysmal 2-13 record. While the Hanakago wrestler clearly not in very good shape this time out. Maybe he'll be feeling better next Basho. Well, that marks the halfway point of the top division action for Senshuraku, the final day of the tournament, the 3rd Sunday. The Shinpan are shuffling out. We'll get our next set of ringside judges in here. There's the former Wakabayama from Tokitsukaze stable sitting in there. And here's the former Kagami Sato, also from Tokitsukaze Oyakata. Also from Tokitsukaze stable. Here's Aono Sato from the Tokitsukaze stable. You can imagine the Sato in his name would refer to Kagami Sato, who we just saw. Up against Kairyu Yama. In low is Kairyu Yama. He's got the outside left. Aono Sato the inside right. His preferred grip. Aono Sato tries to move in, but Kairyu Yama's firm. Drops his hips and finishes things Yorikiri. Good outside handling on the belt there from Kairyu Yama with that outside left. Well, it was a 7-6 head-to-head in Kairyu Yama's favor, and now it's an 8-6 head-to-head in his favor. Kairyu Yama finishes off a pretty decent outing. I would even say pretty good outing, with a 9th win. So he should be moving back into Sanyaku, where he could potentially be joining Kiyokuni, or perhaps he'll be alone. We'll see. Wakamiyama, in his 2nd top division outing, is at 7-7, coming to day 15. First time in the Joey, the top clutch of the Maegashira. He's up against Kainoyama. Now Kainoyama's trying to shake off the arm, work his way inside with the left, and he's done that now. Wakamiyama's locking up that arm, trying to sap the power here. Inside with the right now is Kainoyama. Wakamiyama's trying to lock up that one too, so it's a Morozashi double inside for Kainoyama and a Kime, or arm locking, hold for Wakamiyama. I didn't mention off the top, but this is their first time meeting. Kainoyama is a technical veteran. A lightweight, but pretty good on the toss. Wakamiyama, as we said, is relatively new to the division. And lifting is Wakamiyama, a Kime Tsuridashi, or arm-locking lift-out. Wakamiyama gets his 8th win at his career best rank of Maegashira 2, and well, I don't think he'll be making his Sanyaku debut in the next Basho. He's coming pretty close. He's moving fast. He's a young man too, only 20 years old. So Tatsunami Stable's got a real star on their hands. Well, here's Toyokuni from the Tokitsukaze stable. He's sitting on 7-7, and he's up against hapless Tsunenishiki. He's at his peak rank of Maegashira 1, and he's only got 1 win after 14 days. And pushing, thrusting, is Toyokuni as per the usual. Toyokuni keeps thrusting. Tsunenishiki's trying to break the arms, but just has no luck. Toyokuni walks out of a relatively easy match with a win. That's 8-7, his Kachikoshi, a winning record for Toyokuni. From the Tokitsukaze stable, he advances to a 7-2 head-to-head against Tsunenishiki. So really no mercy for Dewano Umi's lightweight grappler. That's Toyokuni's Kachikoshi. He'll move back up the Banzuke. Here is Hirokawa, the other Maegashira one, also at his peak rank, like Tsuninishiki, but unlike Tsuninishiki, he has a chance for Kachikoshi here on the final day. He's up against former Ozeki Wakahaguro. And Hirokawa jumps the gun there as Ozeki Wakahaguro stalls a bit on the Tachiai. They're both pushers. Hirokawa's more the thruster, while Wakahaguro prefers close contact. There's a 3-0 head-to-head in Hirokawa's favor, so should inspire some confidence in the younger Dikishi. Trying to make a case for a Sanyaku promotion. He comes in hard, thrusting, almost slips forward, but regains his balance. Closes the gap. Finishes Wakahaguro Oshidashi. Hirokawa has a Kachikoshi on his career best rank, Maegashira 1. He should be making his Sanyaku debut in the next Basho. Another elite ranked wrestler for Miyagino stable, now headed by the former Yoshibayama. Well, too bad for Wakahaguro, but great result for Hirokawa, who's been sitting on 7 losses for a few days. Shin Komosubi Kitanofuji's up against Shin Sekiwake Kyokuni. Kitanofuji's destined for Maegashira. Kyokuni, can he salvage it? Kyokuni's in with the shallow left. Kitanofuji's inside with the right. That's his preferred grip. He's inside with the left, rather. Outside with the right. And an Uwate Nage overarm throw with the right from Kitanofuji. A little mixed up there, but Kitanofuji, inside left, outside right. Hidari Yotsu, that's his preferred stance. He got that against Kyokuni. And sent him to his 9th loss, definitely out of Sanyaku. So both these Dikishi will be in the Maegashira, the rank and file for the next Basho. After a tough Sanyaku debut. Kitanofuji, that's his 4th win. And finish to Haru Basho. Daigo, the perennial Sekiwake, is up against Myo Budani. Komusubi on 7-7. And not quite synced up on the Tachiai there. It's a 6-2 head-to-head in Daigo's favor. Myo Budani, can he get a grip of the belt strong enough, early enough? Or will Daigo blast him out? They're both grapplers. Myo Budani's a lifter, certainly. I want to be deep inside if he's got any hope of winning. And he is deep inside with that left. Daigo's got the outside right, but Myo Budani crosses the knot on the back of the belt to really deepen that inside left grip. Trying to reach over with the right. Still an awkward position, but same for Daigo. He's really hiking up that outside right of the belt. Not the best point of leverage, but he's doing pretty well to protect himself, pulling the hips back, keeping Myo Budani from securing that double grip. Myo Budani's got the outside right. It's really not a super strong stance. But he does lean over for a bit of a pivot attempt there at the edge. Daigo was on top for the attack. Myo Budani, I think that last-ditch effort at a pivot did not prevail, and it looks like that is so. No objection from the Shinpan, no review. Daigo, well, you know, you wouldn't believe it, or maybe you would, that he's been stuck at the Sekiwake rank for a while. He gets 10 wins, a double-digit record. Maybe still some hope left for an Ozeki challenge for Hanakago Stable's top man. Well, here's Deiwano Umi Stable's top man, Sadano Oyama, up against a fellow Ozeki on 9-5. Yu Takayama. One of these two is going to get double digits, the other not so. It's an 8-3 record in Yu Takayama's favor. Not quite in sync for the Tachiai there. Sadano Oyama is the senior Ozeki. He reached the rank a bit before Yu Takayama, but Yu Takayama's really got his number. Blasting in a Sadano Oyama. I think he's got the shallow right grip, deep inside with the left. Yu Takayama's really flexing his back here. He's trying to pop over Sadano Oyama. Sadano Oyama dropping down low. He's inside with the left now. Same for Yu Takayama. It's Yotsuzumo, all 4 hands on. Sadano Oyama really aggressive against Taiho, in the past. He's got a pretty strong open, but tends to lose stamina. And the grapple, Yu Takayama seems pretty patient today. The bigger of the two, certainly. Waiting a bit here, minding each other's breathing. Sadanoyama, he likes to attack from all angles, you know. He's not shy about his tsupari, his thrusting. Yutakayama, he's all about the belt. And I think his style and size means that in this position, Sadanoyama is really on the back foot. Yoji's got the sagari off the belt there. Well, is there anything that Sadanoyama can do to upset Yutakayama's balance based on the initial attack? I think not. And a lift from Yutakayama. Tsuridashi. Maybe let's call it a yorikiri. Sadanoyama did catch his feet there at the very end. In any event, Yutakayama finally breaks into 10 wins. That's a little bit of an improvement over last basho. Sadanoyama, meanwhile, though he completed all 15 days, he got about the same record as last time out. He pulled out with 9-3 in the last basho. This time he stuck it through, but still ended up with a 9-6. A bit disappointing, to be sure. Yutakayama, meanwhile, he picks up some Kenshoken and the arrows. One of the prizes given to the last 3 winners on the last day. Well, not too bad of a result for Yutakayama. Here's Tochi no Umi. Shin Yokozuna, well, this is his last chance for double digits on his Yokozuna debut, up against Ozaki Kitabayama, who's already got his 10th win. Improved a bit here over the last basho, like his stablemate Yutakayama. It's in 8-7 head-to-head in the Yokozuna's favor. They meet in the middle. Tochinomi grip flips from a shallow right to an inside left deep. Looks like Morozashi for the Yokozuna double inside. Kitabayama's in a pretty awkward position, straining to get some kind of decent grip here. They move to the edge. Cupping on the back of the neck is Kitabayama, but it's no good. Tochinomi finishes him yorikiri. 10 wins for the Shin Yokozuna. Tochinomi saves a bit of face after some opening week embarrassment. It's not an easy task to come out ahead on your Yokozuna debut, especially for such a lightweight as Tochinomi. Well, he gets a neat little stack of prize money there. He can breathe a sigh of relief. The debut is over. He can get back to his regular training routine, and maybe it'll come out a little bit more of a force to be reckoned with in the next basho. Speaking of forces to be reckoned with, here are the 2 lead Yokozuna. Taiho here from the Nishonoseki stable is up against Kashiwado of the Issei Naomi stable. Both the Kishi are undefeated. It is a 10-10 head-to-head between the two. The last time they were in this position, 14-14 head-to-head, Kashiwado prevailed. In their last meeting in Hatsu, Taiho came out on top. We'll see which one of these two will emerge victorious here in the Musubi no Ichiban, final match of the day on Senshidaku, the final day of the tournament. It's time for the Tachi-ai. Kashiwado blasts in, Taiho cuts in with the right, protects his belt. Kashiwado's looking for that outside left, but can't reach it. He's deep inside with the right, but can't keep a strong grip on the belt. Taiho, he's in the driver's seat. Starts popping his hips a bit. Kashiwado, he wants that left, but can't get it. He cuts inside, but it's too late. Taiho pivots and scoofs him out with the inside left Tsukuinage. A beltless arm throw. And a brief look between the two. After the conclusion of the match, Taiho, that is his second consecutive Zensho Yusho, or all-win tournament. A nice little stack of Kenshoken there. This Yokozuna has set a new record of 13 top division championships for a single Dikishi. He's exceeded Futabayama's record of 12. He's not even 24 yet. It's a new era in sumo, and Taiho is leading the way. Here's the final ceremony for the handoff of the Emperor's Cup and the championship flag. All the senior Dikishi are here. or the senior Oyakata. There's Taiho. Here's Tokitsukaze Oyakata, Futabayama. And it's a passing of the cup and the torch. Taiho has beaten his record. Here's Tatsunami Oyakata, the former Hagoroyama, handing off the championship flag. Back before the Second World War, that sort of thing would have been their flag was more for a lower ranked Dikishi who performed well, sort of the precursor to the special prize. Speaking of the special prizes, we're going to be giving them out now. Here is Takasago Oyakata, the former Maeda Yama, giving Kairyu Yama his second career Outstanding Performance Prize. He earns this prize for outstanding performance at a high rank. He toppled both the top men from Kasugano stable, Yokozuna Tochinoumi and Ozeki Tochihikari, who had to withdraw a couple days ago. Kairyu Yama, an outstanding performance prize, and I think well enough earned. Here's Wakamiyama. This is his very first special prize in his second top division basho, and it's the Fighting Spirit Prize, awarded to a Dikishi for showing outstanding fighting spirit and determination. Generally avoided to a newcomer that shows a lot of grit in the face of much more experienced opponents in a new environment. And finally, the most, arguably, but I think certainly I would say, the most prestigious of the three prizes, the Gino Sho or Technique Prize, is being awarded to Tsurugamine for the 8th time. If there was any more evidence needed that he's one of the best on the belt. Only about 4 or so winning techniques, but it's not the winning techniques that really define the whole thing. It's the quality of the sumo overall, and Tsurugamine Sumo was very much on point for this basho. The Morozashi Master earned that technique prize. Here's the championship winner. It's Taiho. His 13th time sitting down for a photo with this smiling bunch of guys. High-ranking members of his supporters club, in all likelihood. Well, it was hard-earned, though you might not have known it just looking at him. I mean, Taiho, he's indomitable. He's incredibly strong, young, got a lot of wins ahead of him, to be sure. Well, congratulations to Taiho Koki of the Nishono Seki stable on his 13th top division championship. He's setting new records, breaking boundaries and barriers. It's the new era of sumo, as defined by Taiho. Plenty of flash photography for the momentous occasion. It was probably pretty hot in that room, all those people stuffed in there. Taiho answering some interview questions post-championship. I'm sure you can attribute it all to his hard training and excellent genetics. Well, he's a pretty impressive guy. And here he is, coming to collect a little drink from the Okami-san. Stable mother next to his coach, Nishono Seki Oyakata, the former Saga no Hana, an Ozeki in his day, and I believe a championship winner on, I think, only one occasion. So he must be a pretty proud coach with a student as successful as this. Little sip of the big old sake cup there to cap things off. Well, it was a pretty exciting basho. Unlike last time around, the top of the Banzuke really showed their stuff. The Ozeki and the Yokozuna making their presence felt. Of course, Taiho's presence is felt always. Thank you for joining me.